Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today let's talk small levels. I love levels as much as the next person and have plenty of them from 6 foot down to these little tiny ones. I really like the small form factor ones. In fact, I use those quite often, and I'll attach them maybe to something long rather than using a long level, just simply because the long levels you can also run into problems with inconsistencies in surfaces, not enough space, but you know, a level is a level. However, I've noticed some differences, and I want to go over a few of those. I really like having multiple windows here. Now, Milwaukee tried to address that by having something you could adjust, or you could take away the setting here. It's very simple. I was excited when Milwaukee first came out with this level, but here's what I noticed. Like, look at this. I'm going to line that up. In fact, we can get some magnification here. And you can see that's pretty much right on 0. Maybe it just works better without it. Right there. 0. So I'm going to snug this down. And right away, if you're me, it doesn't look quite level. If I take another Milwaukee level and attach it to it, and I'm going to make the level center here. If you look at that bubble, it's off. Now, is it the rotation? Can try it here. It's off. And it doesn't look like it's straight. And that's one of the problems. Levels shouldn't move. There are digital levels, and I have a few of those, as well as these Kleins that I absolutely love, but I can really see a good reason to have fixed bubbles, where they're once it's machined, those should remain perfect. So let's go down to these smaller ones. I used to use a lot of Bubbel levels, and in fact, I used to use a lot of levels on iPhones, but I kept dropping iPhones, so I stopped using it as a level, except on really big flat surfaces. Klein makes this little guy. This is for conduit. You can see that the level is in the wrong configuration for most uses. This is, I don't think, milled perfectly flat. This is designed to clamp onto conduit, and then you bend the conduit to the angle that you want. But anyway, so I like the design of this. It's pretty heavy, solid aluminum. It was neat that you could change it, but I don't think it's set right. Moving parts in a level, I think, are a bad idea. These little Milwaukees are great. They're not that expensive. You got 4 neodymium magnets in a torpedo shape. You can read it from the top, the side. You know, they've really put some thought into this particular one. And it's got the 3 main, vertical, horizontal, and 45 degree. They're marked here. Pretty simple. They use a slightly off-color bubble fluid, which is good. Makes it easier to see the bubble. Sometimes if you light this with a flashlight, that's better. Some of these have better illumination built into them too. This is kind of one of my favorites. Uses 2 strong neodymium magnets here, plus it's got the conduit or the pipe groove here, as well as here, 1 magnet here. Super strong, super simple. It basically is just a level. This was my go-to a long time ago. Stabila makes excellent stuff, but the problem is this magnet is just not that strong, whereas this guy is quite strong. In fact, it could be too strong at times. It's a heavy level. It's a pretty solid one. Milwaukee, with their levels, really is going overboard on the magnets, although this only has 1, and you really do notice that in the amount of pull that this has. But overall, I think it's a great, solid design. Seems super durable. Nice big tube. If you look at the size of the tubes too, you can see, you know, it does its job. It's one job very well. Then I've started using these Kleins. This now is my absolute favorite. I use this all the time, and it has the bubble level feature. So if it's in a position this way, let me kill a light. You can see there is a bubble that shows up that you can move around. It gives you the readout in degrees across the axes, but then also you can see that you can get the centering. All you have to do is rotate it and you get the degrees. You can work with it in all the different configurations, the angles, which is great. However you can fit this thing. Good solid magnets, rubber bumpers, conduit or pipe groove here. It is only for horizontal use with the magnets. You can read it at night, although I have found with polarizing sunglasses you gotta take them off. And you can calibrate it and everything else. I'll probably do more with this later. But for right now, if you're going to get a small level, this is my recommendation over anything else. I would like this. It's nice light plastic, but doesn't stick to things very well, and a lot of times you want that magnetics. That one I can't trust. These are great, these Kleins. They're heavy, you don't want to drop one, but they're good and solid, and if you want to save some bucks, Milwaukee, probably Chinese made, that's a good solid one, but that's the one that goes in my bag. With that, Doc out.